Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be diving in.
So, you handed us The Power Duo by Mohammed Jahida Rahman,
Hmm.
looking for some real clarity on how to make social media and email marketing work, together effectively.
Yeah, how to get them singing in harmony, not just making noise separately.
Exactly. Consider this your shortcut. We're aiming to pull out the key insights on growing your reach, connecting better, and ultimately driving sales.
Right. We want to make it less overwhelming. You wanted actionable steps from Raman's guide, and that's the mission today. Show how this duo has surprising power when combined right.
Okay, let's get started then. Rahman kicks off with something pretty fundamental, doesn't he?
He really does. You can't hit a target you can't see. It all starts with understanding your audience.
That's chapter one, knowing who you're actually talking to.
Precisely. He breaks it down to three main areas:
Hmm.
demographics, psychographics, and behavioral patterns.
Right. Demographics first, that's the basics, age, location.
Yeah, age, gender, location, income, education, maybe job role,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. The who?
And where does Rahman say we actually find this info? It's not always obvious.
Well, he points to tools you likely already use. Google Analytics for your website traffic,
Okay.
the built-in insights on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you are active socially.
Uh-huh.
And don't forget your email marketing platform, MailChimp, ConvertKit, whatever it is, they usually track subscriber data.
So piecing it together from different sources.
Exactly. He gives an example profile, too, just to illustrate.
Yeah, I saw that. Age 25, 45, mainly female, city dwellers, middle to upper middle income, college educated, maybe small business owners.
Right. It gives you a general picture, a starting point.
But just a starting point, you said.
Well, Ramon's tip here is crucial. Start general, yes, but aim for specificity. The broad strokes help, but knowing the details is where the real marketing leverage comes from.
Okay, that makes sense. So after demographics, he moves on to psychographics. This feels a bit fuzzier. Interests, values.
It's definitely deeper. It's the why behind their actions. What do they care about? What's their lifestyle like? Hobbies.
And how do you figure that out? People don't just list their values in their profile.
Huh? No, they don't. Ramon suggests looking closely at social media engagement. What articles do they share? What videos get their attention? What kind of stories do they react to?
So observing their digital behavior.
That, and also just asking them directly sometimes. Online surveys can be great for understanding values and lifestyle choices.
The example he gave was interesting. Eco-conscious, family-oriented, career-driven. Interests like fitness, healthy eating, personal development.
See? That paints a much richer picture than just female 25-45, doesn't it?
It really does. Much more specific.
And Ramon's tip. These insights are often right there in customer feedback, in social media comments, even by looking at what resonates with your competitors' audiences. You just need to listen.
Okay, listening. Then the third part is behavioral patterns, what they actually do.
Exactly. How they act online. Which platforms do they really use? Not just have an account on, but spend time on.
Like Facebook versus Instagram versus TikTok.
Right. And when are they active? What content formats do they prefer? Videos, blogs, quick tips.
And it also covers purchasing habits.
Yes. Are they impulse buyers? Do they need lots of research?
Yeah.
What seals the deal for them? Discounts, free shipping, just pure quality.
And finding this involves...
Again, analytics are key. Google Analytics for website journeys, Facebook Insights, X Analytics, plus customer feedback. Seeing what leads to a sale, what content gets clicks.
So demographics, psychographics, behavior, that's a lot of data.
It can be. Which is why Ramon introduces buyer personas next.
Ah, okay. Making it more concrete, like creating a character.
Pretty much. A semi-fictional representation based on all that real data you gathered. It helps make your ideal customer feel like a real person.
So not just abstract data points.
Right. Instead of just mid-level manager, you might have Mark, the 38-year-old marketing manager, trying to improve team efficiency.
How do you actually build these personas? What's the process?
Ramon says gather data from surveys, interviews, social media interactions, look at your email list engagement. Then synthesize that into, say, 3 to 5 core personas. You don't need dozens.
And what details go into each one?
A relatable name, definitely. Their job or life role. What are their goals, especially related to what you offer? What challenges stop them from reaching those goals? And critically, how do they prefer to get information? Email, social, maybe even face-to-face.
The example was Sarah, 32, small business owner. Goal, increase online sales. Challenge, limited budget, tech struggles. That helps.
It really focuses your thinking, doesn't it? But Ramon warns, keep them data-driven. No guessing.
Right. Based on what you actually know.
And he stresses that personas aren't set in stone. You need to refine them over time as you get more feedback, see market trends, analyze sales data. It's ongoing.
Okay, personas. What about customer pain points and desires? Seems related.
Very related. This is about really understanding what problems they're trying to solve and what they ultimately want to achieve. It's key for crafting messages that resonate.
How do you identify the pain points accurately?
Surveys are good here too. Ask direct questions. What's your biggest challenge with X? Also, analyze existing feedback complaints, reviews, customer service logs. Look for recurring themes.
Because if one person has a problem,
Chances are others do too. Rahman says customer problems are often quite universal within a niche.
and then understanding their desires, beyond just fixing problems.
Yeah, their aspirations. Short-term goals, long-term dreams. What does success look like for them?
And the goal is to connect your product or service to that.
Exactly. Map your solution directly to their pain point and desire. His example, pain point struggles with time management, desire an easier day. Solution may be your time management app or course.
Makes sense. Use empathy.
Definitely. And he also brings in social listening here.
How does that help with pain points?
By actively tracking relevant hashtags, following industry leaders, watching competitor conversations, you can overhear the questions people are asking, the complaints they're voicing in real time.
So tuning into the ongoing conversation.
Precisely. Tools like Mention, Hootsuite, or even Google Alerts can help automate this.
So wrapping up chapter 1, the main message is,
Audience understanding is never done. It's a continuous loop. Gather data, refine personas, adjust messaging. Always be learning.
got it. Okay, let's move into chapter 2, social media marketing essentials.
Right. Rahman positions social media as a tool for growth, engagement, and sales. It's not just about brand awareness anymore.
But there's so many platforms. He talks about choosing the right ones. Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't and shouldn't try to be everywhere. Each platform has its own strengths and, crucially, its own audience demographics and behaviors.
So Facebook, what's its role, according to Rahman?
Still a powerhouse for broad audience engagement and especially paid advertising. If your audience spans various demographics and you have an ad budget, its targeting options are strong.
And he mentions Facebook groups.
Yeah, as a way to build tight-knit communities around your brand or topic.
What about Instagram? More visual, right?
Definitely. Ideal for visual storytelling, brand building, and influencer marketing. Crucial if you're in fields like fashion, food, beauty, travel. Focus on high-quality images and video, especially stories.
And Instagram shopping for e-commerce?
Makes it easy to buy directly.
LinkedIn, that's the B2B king.
That's the niche, yes. Perfect for business-to-business marketing, professional networking, and establishing thought leadership. Share educational content, industry insights.
Use its publishing platform.
He recommended it, yeah. Great for longer-form articles.
Okay, X, formerly Twitter, still kicking.
Rahman sees its strength in real-time engagement, jumping on trends and customer service. Quick responses are key there.
And the big one for younger audiences, TikTok.
Huge for reaching Gen Z and millennials, primarily through short-form, often viral, video. If that's your audience, you need to be creating entertaining, shareable content, tapping into challenges and trends.
So the big tip isn't be on all of them.
Definitely not. Focus your energy. Pick 2 or 3 platforms where your specific target audience actually spends their time. Use your analytics to figure that out. Don't spread yourself too thin.
Right. Quality over quantity of platforms. So once you've chosen, it's about the content, what makes it engaging.
Content that speaks directly to those audience interests, pain points, and desires we talked about. It needs to provide value or entertainment.
He breaks down some formats.
Yeah. Videos and stories are huge. Think behind-the-scenes tutorials, product demos, quick tips, Q&As, testimonials. Keep them short, ideally with captions.
Got it. What else?
Infographics. Great for simplifying complex information visually. Tools like Canva make this easier. They're very shareable.
User-generated content, UGC.
Big one. Encouraging your customers to create content featuring your product reviews, photos, videos, and then sharing that. It builds massive trust.
Like using a branded hashtag.
Exactly. Makes it easy to find and share.
And interactive stuff.
Polls and quizzes. Use platform features like Instagram polls or Twitter polls. Ask about preferences, opinions, or even fun trivia related to your niche. Great for engagement and gathering insights.
Okay, engaging content. What about influencers and partnerships?
Rahman highlights this as a way to reach new, relevant audiences and borrow trust.
But finding the right influencer seems key.
It is. Research is crucial. Do their values align with your brand? Does their audience match your target? Look beyond follower count to engagement rates.
And build real relationships.
Yes. Avoid purely transactional approaches. Personalized outreach, respecting their creative freedom, it leads to more authentic collaborations. And track the results using UTM codes or affiliate links. Measure that ROI.
Makes sense. Then there's the organic versus paid debate on social.
Rahman says you really need both. They complement each other.
How so?
Organic growth, posting great content consistently, engaging with your followers builds a loyal community over time. It takes patience, but fosters real connection.
And paid ads.
Paid ads give you faster reach and targeted growth. You can choose specific demographics, interests, behaviors. Great for campaigns, promotions, or reaching new eyeballs quickly. He stresses A/B testing your ads too.
So the strategy is to combine them.
Exactly. Use organic for community building and nurturing. Use paid for accelerated growth and reaching specific segments. You can even boost your best performing organic posts with paid promotion. Monitor both for ROI.
Okay, that covers social media. Now, Chapter 3 shifts to email marketing. Some say it's dead, but Rahman clearly disagrees.
Strongly disagrees. He emphasizes its incredibly high ROI, citing that $42 return for every $1 spent figure. That's hard to ignore.
Why is it still so effective?
Because it's direct. You land right in someone's personal inbox. It's a more focused, intimate channel compared to the noise of social media feeds. Great for building trust and nurturing leads over the long term.
But first, you need that email list. Building a quality list is foundational, right?
Absolutely. Garbage in, garbage out. You need people who genuinely want to hear from you.
How do you get them? Lead magnets.
That's a primary method Rahman highlights. Offer something valuable in exchange for their email address, an ebook, a checklist, a discount code, access to a webinar. It has to be relevant to your core offering.
And put sign-up forms everywhere.
Strategically, yes. On your website, maybe pop-ups, embedded forms, calls to action in your content. On social media profiles, keep the form simple. Often just name and email is enough to start.
He mentions exit intent pop-ups.
Yeah, those can be effective catching people just as they're about to leave your site.
And segmentation. Organizing the list.
Crucial for relevance. Don't just blast everyone with the same message. Segment based on purchase history, interest shown, engagement level, location, demographics.
So you can tailor the content.
Exactly. Send product recommendations based on past buys or special offers to new subscribers or re-engagement campaigns to inactive ones. Better segmentation means higher open and click rates.
Okay, you've built the list, segmented it. Now you need to write emails people actually open and read.
Right. The battle for the inbox is real. Rahman focuses on a few key elements.
Subject lines are huge, I assume.
Massive. There's the gatekeepers. Make them short, under 50 characters ideally. Make them relevant, intriguing, benefit-driven. Spark curiosity. Use numbers, questions, personalization, maybe urgency. A/D test them.
Personalization beyond just the subject line.
Yes. Use their name, sure, but also tailor the content based on what you know about them. Their past purchases, links they've clicked, their location. Dynamic content fields in email platforms help here.
And the call to action, the CTA.
Has to be crystal clear. What do you want them to do? Purchase now. Sign up. Read more. Use action-oriented language. Make the button or link stand out visually. Place it prominently.
Maybe even a secondary CTA.
Could be smart, yeah. Offer another option if they're not ready for the main one.
Writing individual emails sounds like a lot of work. Automation comes in here.
Absolutely essential for scaling and consistency. Rahman covers key automated sequences.
Pick a welcome series.
Definitely. When someone subscribes, automatically send a series of emails over a few days or weeks. Welcome them, introduce your brand, maybe offer a small discount. Sets the tone.
Abandoned cart emails, too.
Super important for e-commerce. Remind people automatically if they left items in their cart. Maybe offer a small incentive like free shipping to nudge them over the line. Personalize it with the items they left.
And follow-ups after purchase.
Yeah, thank them, ask for feedback, suggest related products, or follow up based on other actions, like if they downloaded a specific lead magnet, send them related content. It's all about nurturing that relationship automatically based on behavior.
Okay, so we have social strategy, email strategy. Chapter 4 is where Rahman brings it all together, right? The integration.
This is the core of the power duo concept. Yeah. Making them work together amplifies everything. It's not either.
So, first big synergy, turning social media followers into email subscribers.
Exactly. You built an audience on social, now bring them into your more controlled email environment.
How do you encourage that move?
Promote those lead magnets we talked about directly on your social channels. Use compelling visuals, clear CTAs, and direct links to the sign-up page. Make it easy.
Limited time offers for signing up.
That can create urgency, yes.
What about contests?
Running contests or giveaways on social where email sign-up is the entry requirement is a classic tactic. Just make sure a prize is relevant to your audience.
And then follow up with everyone afterward.
Good practice, yeah. Offer a consolation prize or relevant content to those who didn't win.
And just putting the link in your bio.
Seems simple, but yes. Make sure your email sign-up link is prominent in your social media profile's bios. Mention it in relevant posts or stories, especially when sharing valuable content snippets. Be consistent, but don't nag.
Okay, so getting social followers onto the list. What about the other direction? Repurposing content.
Huge efficiency gain and reinforces your message. Take successful social media posts, ones that got high engagement, and expand on that topic in an email newsletter. Provide more detail, maybe related examples, and include a CTA back to your social profile or a relevant resource.
Use the same visuals, maybe?
Good idea for consistency, yeah.
And can you share email content on social?
Definitely. Take key highlights, interesting stats, or compelling snippets from your emails and turn them into standalone social posts or stories.
Like a teaser?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pique their curiosity and include a link inviting them to subscribe to get the full context or future emails like it.
So it creates this nice feedback loop.
That's the goal. Seamless integration, maximizing your efforts, and reaching your audience effectively wherever they are.
All right, Chapter 5. Measuring success. Can't improve what you don't measure.
Precisely. Raman stresses tracking key performance indicators, KPIs, to see what's working and what needs tweaking.
Let's start with social media metrics. What matters most?
Engagement rate is a big one. Likes, comments, shares, mentions. It shows how much your audience is actually interacting with your content.
How do you calculate that?
Usually total engagements divided by total followers times 100. High engagement often means better visibility in algorithms.
What else? Reach. Yes, reach. The number of unique people who saw your content gives you a sense of your overall visibility.
And conversions, the bottom line.
Right. Did people take the action you wanted? Click a link, sign up for the email list, make a purchase. This shows tangible results. You need tracking set up for this, like the Facebook pixel.
Okay, those are social KPIs. What about email marketing metrics?
Open rate is fundamental.
Right.
What percentage of recipients actually opened your email? It reflects subject line effectiveness and timing.
If open rates are low,
You need to test different subject lines, maybe send times.
then click-through rate, CTR.
Of those who opened, what percentage clicked on a link inside? This tells you if your content and CTAs are compelling.
Low CTR means.
Your email body or offer isn't resonating, or the CTA isn't clear enough. Personalization and strong CTAs help here.
And unsubscribes. That feels bad. It can be, but it's also a necessary metric. Why are people leaving? Is your content irrelevant? Are you emailing too often? It's feedback. Regularly cleaning your list and segmenting helps keep this down.
So tracking all this requires tools, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Raman mentioned the key ones again. Google Analytics is crucial for seeing how traffic from social and email behaves on your website, and if it leads to conversions. Use UTM parameters.
Yeah.
Facebook Business Suite or Meta Business Suite now gives you deep dives into Facebook and Instagram performance.
Right.
And your email marketing platform, MailChimp, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, they all have built-in analytics for opens, clicks, unsubscribes, bounce rates, etc. Use them.
So understanding these metrics and tools is key to optimization.
Absolutely. Data drives better decisions and ultimately better results.
Chapter 6 is focused specifically on tools to streamline all this work.
Yeah, because doing all this manually would be impossible, or at least incredibly inefficient. Good tools save time and improve quality.
For social media, scheduling tools seem essential.
He highlights them, yes. Tools like Hootsuite, Buffer, Later. They let you plan and schedule your posts in advance across multiple platforms. Ensures consistency even when you're busy.
And graphic design tools. Not everyone's a designer.
Exactly. Tools like Canva, Trello, Adobe Spark make it much easier to create professional-looking, visually appealing content posts, stories, infographics without needing deep design skills. Aligned with your brand style, of course.
Okay, tools for email marketing beyond the platform itself.
Well, the platforms are the main tools. MailChimp, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, they manage your lists, that you build emails, set up automations, and track analytics. Choosing the right platform for your needs is key.
And specific email design tools?
He mentioned some like BE-Free, Stripo, Moosend. These offer drag-and-drop editors and templates to create really polished, mobile-friendly email designs that stand out.
And analytics tools again, Google Analytics, Platform Insights.
Right, reinforcing their importance for tracking effectiveness across the board.
Got it. Chapter 7 touches on more advanced strategies for growth, taking it up a notch.
Yeah, once you've mastered the basics, there are ways to accelerate things.
Like A/B testing subject lines, we mentioned that.
He emphasizes it again as an advanced tactic because continuous optimization here really moves the needle on open rates. Create 2 versions, send to segments, see what wins. Simple but powerful.
Creating lookalike audiences for ads.
Yes, using your existing customer data, like your email list, to tell platforms like Facebook's or Instagram to find new people who share similar characteristics. It's a very effective way to target ads.
Chatbots for customer service.
Using tools like ManyChat or MobileMonkey to set up automated chat responses on your website or social media can answer common questions instantly, guide users, even capture leads, improves experience, and frees up your time.
And even more advanced segmentation for email.
Going beyond basic segments to really drill down based on complex behaviors, preferences, life cycle stages, using the more powerful features in platforms like ActiveCampaign or ConvertKit to deliver hyper-personalized messages, higher engagement, higher conversion.
Okay, and the final chapter, chapter 8, is about staying ahead, future-proofing.
Because the digital landscape changes constantly, Raman highlights a few key trends to watch and adapt to.
The rise of video content seems like it's already risen.
And it continues to dominate. Integrating more video short-form, long-form live into both social media and email is crucial for engagement. Tutorials, demos, testimonials, behind the scenes.
Personalization, we talked about it, but it's a trend too.
The expectation for personalization is growing. Using customer data effectively to tailor content, offers, recommendations across all channels, makes customers feel valued, and boosts results.
The impact of AI seems huge.
AI is weaving into everything, from chatbots to predictive analytics for audience targeting to AI-powered tools for content generation and optimization. Learning to leverage AI will be key.
And user-generated content again.
He brings it back as a continuing trend because it builds authenticity and trust like nothing else. Actively encourage and feature customer content. It's often more credible than brand messaging.
So staying on top of these trends is vital.
Absolutely. Adaptability is the name of the game in digital marketing.
So wrapping this all up, the big takeaway from the power duo seems to be that social media and email aren't separate silos.
Not at all. They're a strategic combination. Integrating them thoughtfully is how you achieve sustainable growth, deeper engagement, and better sales.
Okay, a final thought for our listeners. Now that you have this deeper understanding, this framework for connecting social and email, what's maybe one unique way you could leverage this integration, starting, say, this week, to create a truly memorable experience for your audience?
That's a great question to ponder. This deep dive gave you the shortcut to Raman's insights. The next step is yours. Take 1 or 2 things that resonated and put them into action. Start small, test, and see what happens. You might be surprised.